Hey there, fellow gamers. It's Abe here, reporting once again from Lost Relics. Trying to build the YouTube channel video feed rolling here for you. So I am going to work on a little run through of some of the crafting aspects. We're going to look at cooking right now in this episode. I'm going to go through kind of each resource for you and give you my insight and my observations of how the game works with each resource. So I've accumulated some of this raw grunt meat right here and some raw fish. So basically, in order to craft, you can't craft from this stash. This stash is unlimited. You can have as much stuff in this as you want, and your stash is always located in the inn, basically your kind of your home base. So I've accumulated this huge amount of ham here because in the early game this is probably one of your best food sources. You're seeing here that it's giving you 350 health over 5 seconds, and of course you have to be unengaged in combat and other activities and stuff to eat it. But anyway, the fish, which is a similar drop from similar monsters in similar dungeons, is only 300, right? And then this other fish, which is the brawn trout, yeah, again only 300, whereas the hams are giving you 350. So in order to grind crafting, what I've done is I've created a market order, a buy order, at a little bit lower. In fact, I just got a buy order filled on this ham, or grunt meat, whatever. Looks like a ham to me, that's why I'm calling it a ham. I filled that buy order at about 55 gold. So just because the market price says 65 gold, that's the average price, I think, over the last 24 hours. I believe that's what it's reporting. It might be over the last 3 days or something like that, but I'm pretty sure it's the last 24 hours of transactions, and it averages them. So it averages out the buys and the sells. And it's interesting the way this developer tried to replicate the way an authentic, what do they call it? The buy-sell order, the order table or whatever I forget the technical name for it, but it's like the feed of when orders came in and what their buy and sell ranges are, because clearly a guy that's trying to sell the product is going to try and sell it for the highest price that's possible, unless he wants to just liquidate and cash out, right? Then he'll just sell it for whatever the highest quote-unquote buy price is. So if you're selling your stuff, you're going to sell it a little bit higher than the 65 gold coins, right? You might list it at 70. But if you want to just dump all of your product for the gold that's available right there on the market, then you have to sell to the highest buy order. Well, the highest buy order might be around 60 or 59. We don't quite know what it is. So what I do is, especially before I'm signing off for the day, on things that I want to work on, because I clearly only have 30,000 gold, so there's not much liquidity. But when I'm done playing, I kind of go, okay, this is what I want to work on. I want to work on my crafting, so I'm gonna buy up these particular items. And I had last night I had set my buy price at 55 for, I think I bought 50 or 100 of these things, and it filled overnight because somebody had decided I don't need this anymore, right? And so they just dumped it to the market at whoever the highest buyer was. And at one point in time during the night, I was the highest buyer, and they filled my order. Now, it might be one seller, it might be a combination of sellers. As long as you're the highest bid, right? Then your order will get filled. So there's ways of testing that. I'll go into that in a more detailed video, kind of show you what I do to test the market price. Because there's ways that you can kind of test the market price to see where exactly that buy order is sitting and where that sell order is sitting. Because you can't see it. It's all behind the scenes. So it's kind of handy to be able to look at that. Oop, went the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do right now, we went out the inn. I'm going to go and cook all this. So you notice that I had the unlimited stash, right? I was getting to this. The unlimited stash, well, in order to craft, you have to use these crafting stations, and in order to get to the crafting stations with your product, right, you have to fill this inventory bar. So see, it's only showing that I have 17 of 1 available to actually cook. And that's because the stash is unlimited, but your inventory is not. And so this is a way that the developer created so that you can't just, I can't just burn 300 hams all at once, you know, and grind the craft that way. I have to actually take them into my hands. So it's kind of realism. It's kind of a realism factor in the game, where I have to take them into my hands, take them out to the crafting station, perform some work on them, right? As you can see, they're being cooked, and some of them burn, some of them don't. I've noticed that the fails only happen in cooking. And I've also noticed that cooking is, excuse me, a very low XP return. So, but anyway, that's kind of the crafting flow of things. And so, since I'm grinding cooking, I want to skill up my cooking level, right? So I can create better, cooler stuff, or be able to cook the cooler stuff, even. It's just this back and forth thing, right? I mean, I'm just picking up hams or fishes or whatever and taking them to the fire pit. So I'll do this a couple more times just to kind of give you a feel for what the timing is like for each of these runs. If you like what I presented so far, please like and subscribe. If you don't like it, that's okay. You hit the thumbs down button. I don't mind. I mean, tell me, am I being weird? Whatever. And if you think I'm being weird, I want to know how I'm being weird. Write it up in the comments. I'll probably respond to you. Again, I'm trying to create this YouTube channel. We're right on the ground floor, so I appreciate your patience on my uploads and production, but I will be making regular updates, so I'm sure you guys will all have a lot of fun. Well, that's interesting. The fish craft much faster than the hams. It's almost like they're doubled. And that might be part of the new patch. They did a patch recently for this Halloween deal, and I've already accomplished one. And when I accomplished this was the picking up these mysterious pumpkins, looting them, was the one that's not listed here. And it required me to loot 50 of them. When I did that, it just gave me a title. So it's more of an artistic reward, which is fine. I mean, it's cool to run around with a title when people click on you. But it's more cosmetic than anything else. There was no gold or fancy item or anything that dropped. Usually for the really cool items, you have to grind. And then after you're done grinding, you eat some ham spam, and ham and spam, and then you grind some more. It's pretty cool. It's very akin to Monty Python and the parrot sketch. Yes, the parrot was alive. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. Throwing some humor in there. That's right. Smash that like button because I just made you laugh. Or giggle. Or smile. Whatever. Throwing out some happiness in the world. We all need a little bit of happiness and joy. So this is kind of the way it works. You notice this crafting station kind of moves around in this. It's always in this area, but it moves around. And I think that's because each time you go in and out, he has the town divided up into several instances, probably for server load management and other purposes. So, for instance, one time when I go, if I see somebody out here in the town, it's a mixed. You know, sometimes I see him in the inn, sometimes I see him in town, but it's not a collective. See, there's a guy. His title is Adventurer, or their title. You can look at their weapons. But every time I go in and out, you know, there might be different people doing different things. Usually it's the same, it just depends on the population. So I think as the population goes up, he probably diversifies the nodes a little bit and spreads it out into several instances. It's fairly common. Oh, I should have cooked the ham, huh? That's why you want to only do one thing, so you don't lose track when you're streaming to your awesome YouTube viewers the incredible amount of information that you want to share with them. So this will be my last run just to kind of show you guys how the crafting system works and how a certain implicit delay is built into the system. And it can be annoying, it can be very frustrating, but it's designed to keep people from basically just coming in, dumping a whole bunch of money and gold onto the system and becoming power leveled in a week, right? This basically forces a person to kind of realistically grind the XP required. And I'll show you the range of things that is happening. Like, I've been burning on this. So 50 XP per cook, right? You could say I have a max of 18 times 50. So 20 times 50 would be, what, 1,000? So 18, a little less than 1,000 XP. Oh, while this guy's here and I have a moment, let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you want to get something really cool, and this is a legendary blockchain item, okay, there's only 383 of these items available left in the game to distribute. Eventually these will be probably sellable. Notice that this says legendary blockchain and indestructible, which means that normally when you die, if you have any virtual items, you lose them all. But when it says blockchain, of course, it's minted to the blockchain, so it's a permanent item. We will not lose it as long as it's in your, in your possession. You can sell it on the market. Usually blockchain items sell for these shadow stones, which are a derivation of Jump Engine, or JENJ, as the coin is anacronymed. And so this is pretty much the best item I found, but 70,000 pumpkin tokens, right? That's pretty hardcore. So I've played since the Halloween update. I collected what, 50? I collected 50 mysterious pumpkins, and on average I was collecting about 2 per adventure. So let's say within about 25 to 30 runs, I was able to accumulate 5,000 of these creepy coins. Okay, so 30 runs, 5,000 creepy coins. Each run through the dungeon's giving you roughly 200 coins or so, just from like the monsters. I'd say, well, 130 to 200 coins. I think the max I've seen is about 200 coin drops. Now, if I want to open one of these pumpkins, now that he's changed the rules so you can't open the things from your stash menu, I guess that was being exploited. Anyway, if I open one of these pumpkins, it gives me creepy coins. It may also give me other things. I don't know. I haven't looked at the full patch notes. But there, it gave me 100 on one opening, and then it gave me 20 on another one. And of course, if I smash open 100, I get apparently the Pumpkin Smasher title or whatever, which could be cool because, if you're like role-playing in town or whatever, it might be cool to say, hey, I can smash your pumpkin. I don't know what that means. Anyway, that's the gist of cooking, simple cooking. But, I was going to say, 1,000 XP per fill up, right? I'm making 1,000. So basically I have to make 21 runs from my stash to the crafting station and back in order to level 1, to move 1 level. Now, of course, as I go to level 10, it's going to be much higher, right? So just kind of keep that in mind in terms of how much time a user has to spend grinding this game. It's a lot of time, but it's a lot of fun too, because it's very, I mean, the graphics are sweet, the mechanics are fluid, the marketplace is really active and robust in the way it's managed and handled in terms of the buy-sell order progression. I'm really happy with it. It functions like it almost functions like an optimal marketplace, like a stock exchange. So anyway, thanks again for watching the video. The music being played in the background is ambient from the game. I know it's kind of the same. It does change a little bit over time, and the music in the dungeons is a little bit different. But anyway, just wanted you guys to have a decent experience of what it's like here to grind a particular craft, that being cooking, and what goes into it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. If you don't like the channel, just smash that thumbs down button as much as you can and leave a nasty old comment, and I'll be good with it. Okay, I'll be good with it. Later.